As the days passed, Bongo's story grew from village legend to global phenomenon. News stations flew in from cities no one in the village could even pronounce. They came with cameras, microphones, and wide eyes full of disbelief. How could such a tiny puppy, barely weaned, barely trained, face something so lethal? Experts called it a statistical miracle. Wildlife specialists said it defied natural instinct. But the villagers didn't need science to explain it. They said one thing, over and over: that dog was born with purpose. People came bearing gifts. One man arrived from America with a golden collar, studded with tiny diamonds. Another brought gourmet food flown in from Paris. A retired general handed Bongo a medal once given to war heroes. But Bongo wasn't interested in any of it. He only wagged his tail when he was near the baby. The two were inseparable now. Wherever the child went, whether nap on a mat in the garden or sit beside the cooking fire, Bongo was never more than 2 feet away. Something had changed in the puppy. His playfulness was still there, his tail still wagged, but behind his eyes now was something else. A quiet alertness, a watchful strength. He had tasted danger and understood his role. Protector, guardian, friend. One night, rain lashed the village. Thunder cracked the sky. The power went out. Everyone retreated into their homes, lighting candles and whispering prayers. In that darkness, another shadow crept through the jungle. The python had returned, but it wasn't alone this time. It slithered low, silent, weaving through grass. But now behind it came another, smaller, but faster. A mate, 2 serpents, twin hunters, drawn by the same hunger. The same scent. The family slept. The baby nestled under a mosquito net, cheeks warm, breathing soft. Bongo sat by the door, ears perked. The rain didn't bother him. The thunder didn't make him flinch. His eyes were on the tree line, on the movement, the silent threat returning. Without hesitation, he barked once, sharp, loud. It echoed through the storm like a warning shot. The serpents paused. The smaller one rose. The larger coiled tighter, remembering the sting of teeth, the noise, the pain. And then Bongo did something no one expected. He ran straight into the dark. The villagers heard the commotion. Snakes don't roar, but whatever noise they made that night, it was enough to send shivers down every spine. Snapping, growling, barking. The rain couldn't drown it out. A war was being waged just beyond the fence line. Men came out with torches. They ran into the jungle, following the noise. What they found left them breathless. 2 dead snakes, tangled, twisted, bloodied, and in the center, Bongo, barely conscious, a bite on his leg, a deep gash above his eye, but alive, still breathing, still growling at what was left of the threat. They wrapped him in a shawl and rushed him to the nearest vet, which was 4 villages away. They drove all night. Social media exploded again. /# Bongo the Brave. /# Puppy vs. Python. /# Guardian Angel Dog. The baby's mother refused to leave his side. The vet worked for hours. And when the sun finally rose and Bongo blinked open one swollen eye, the cheers from the waiting villagers shook the building. He had survived. Again, not 1 attack, but 2. And people began to wonder, was this just bravery or something more? Offers came in to adopt Bongo, to take him to a mansion, to make him the face of security brands and children's charities. But the family refused. They said, he belongs to the child. They saved each other. Years passed. The baby grew into a toddler, then into a boy. He learned to walk with Bongo by his side, to speak by whispering secrets into his golden fur. Every birthday, Bongo sat front row. Every school day, he followed the child at gates and waited there, tail wagging. And the boy, he never forgot. When he turned 7, he stood in front of his class and gave a speech about heroes. He didn't mention capes or superpowers. He said, "My best friend saved my life twice, not because he had to, but because love is louder than fear." The room went quiet. Some wiped their eyes. And a golden dog, now older, now slower, waited outside, still guarding. still watching, still brave, because some heroes don't need spotlights. They just need someone to protect.